Here we are in Coral Gables, Florida, the Cathedral, Mark Light Stadium at Alex Rodriguez Park. Now we're in the batting cage. And batting cage is synonymous with your office. It's all business. I'm gonna show you my routine from A to Z. Why? That's what you guys always ask me about. Alex, what's your routine? Well, let me show you. Come on. So the first thing I do is I gotta make sure that I'm nice and warm and ready to go. I'm gonna show you tee work, high toss, front toss, what I do with the breaking balls, and then the heater machine. And the heater machine is right before the game. But let's start with some tee work, come on. This is something that you are all very passionate about, especially the young fellas. The young girls and the young boys that play baseball always wanna make sure they have a great routine. Now, my entire career, I played almost 23 years in the major leagues, 2,800 games, something like that, and about 13,000 plate appearances. There was never one of those games, 2,700 games, that I did not do my pregame routine. It didn't matter. The routines are everything, and it starts with tee work. And the routine has to be impeccable. What you're looking for is you're really looking for perfection here. You're not gonna be perfect on the field, but you want your tee work and your routine to be immaculate. You want it to be all go, both mentally and physically, and let's try to get perfection here. I first start with a high tee, okay? I'm gonna show you. So a lot of times my routine could be 10 minutes because it's just a little bit of an appetizer to get me ready and warm and ready to go. But if you're struggling, the 10 minutes can kind of be like 25 minutes. Ideal time is probably 10 to 12 minutes, your routine should be done. So you're in, you're out, but it's crisp, is with conviction, and is with a plan. And you're visualizing, if I'm facing Pedro Martinez or I'm facing Curt Schilling, I'm gonna make sure that I'm practicing balls that they're gonna attack me with. I already know what they have in their quiver. I wanna make sure that I'm ready to attack, and my routine is gonna resemble my game plan. Batting gloves are interesting. I used 162 batting gloves because I wanted to play every single game and every single inning. I remember it was the last game of the year in 2003, and I had played basically every game for a couple years, and Buck Showalter sat me like 2 innings of the last game, and I was so bummed out because I wanted to play in every game, every inning, every pitch. So the goal here is you want to start hitting this ball straight down. You want to hit inside of the ball right here. See where the Rawlings is right here? That's my target. So you want the bat to come this way. You don't want to hit around the ball. You want to hit inside the baseball and on top, okay? So usually I'll start with my left hand, do about 5 or 7, then 5 or 7 with my right hand, and then 5 or 7 with my top with both hands. And again, the routine is always the same. Down. Now, one of the things we talk about is I want you to focus 2 things on my shoulders. My shoulders should be looking at you at all times. Like if there's a mirror there, I don't want it going this way. I don't want it going this way. I want this to be nice and flat. So my focus is shoulder to shoulder, but facing you. And I don't want to dip one bit. That's where we elevate the tee. So that works on our posture and staying inside the baseball. The shortest point from A to B is a nice direct line. So I haven't done this in years, folks, so take it easy. I wish I could still have my pinstripes on. So now we go to the right hand and the same drill. You want to stay on top of the baseball, 0 dippage. You never want to dip. This is a bad negative move. I don't understand why they teach young hitters to do this today. You always want to stay on top. You want to dominate the baseball on top. And down through it. Then you go to 2 hands, same thing. Then once you get a good feel, now you've activated your body, you should have a good blood flow. Now you get this thing down. But you continue to have the same mentality You dominated the ball on top. So now your body posture has good muscle memory. Now you just take that into some strikes. And you want to do exactly the same thing. You want to start the other way and inside. And you want to back this ball up right between your legs. You want to back that ball up. Now when you're done with your swing, you want to put this ball and you want to place it right here. Because when you're done with your swing, you don't care where it goes. You want to keep your head and your eyes right on that ball right there, this way. Let the crowd noise tell you where that ball is going. You want to keep your eyes right here. You want to go shoulder to shoulder, like this. The pine tuck is a little slippery. So once you swing the bat, don't worry about where the ball goes. The fans will tell you where the ball goes. You want to keep your eye right here. So, like that. So one of the things that's vital is breathing. So think about when you have a birthday party, they bring out the cake and you blow out the candles. This is exactly the mentality when you swing the bat. And at the point of contact, you should feel and think about blowing out your candle. Why? When you breathe at the point of contact, your accuracy and the distance goes about 30% further and more accurate. What happens if you hold your breath? The minute you hold your breath, your bat changes planes. When your bat changes planes, you miss the ball, you pop it up. So it's very important to breathe at the point of contact. Let me show you. See how nice that is? Special sound. So if you're having a hard time making contact and hitting the ball with distance, breathing is how you unlock that. But breathing at the point of contact. It also relaxes your whole body. More bat speed, more accurate, more distance. Don't forget to breathe. You see me here with two bats. This question I got asked all the time. So the white bat is for batting practice. The white bat is 34 inches, 34 ounces. So it's a little heavier. I learned this in my early days in the 90s when I played for the Mariners from Edgar Martinez. Because a little heavier, the guy in batting practice is not throwing as hard. He's a little bit closer. And if you can dominate a 34-ounce bat, you're definitely gonna dominate your 34, 32-inch bat. So 34, 34, a little heavier, a little bit more meaty here on the head. And this 34, 32, lighter. And once I use this bat, after using this bat, it feels like I have a little toothpick in my hand. So it works. I'm done with the short bat. Now we start with the batting practice bat. Same mentality, breathing at the point of contact. You know you're hitting the ball solid with the sound of the baseball. You hear it. Hear this. Now that we're all ready and activated because we hit the ball the other way, now we want to talk about pulling the ball. And you can pull the ball the right way or the incorrect way. I'll show you the incorrect way first. So you see this ball. I want you to focus right here. See this Major League logo? That's the right way to hit the ball. You see this rolling signs right here? That's the incorrect way. So let me show you. You don't want to go around the ball and hit rollings. See, this becomes low and slow. You want to stay inside the baseball and hit that logo. That's your target. So anytime I put the ball down, I put it where I had a target. Whether it's golf or basketball or football, you always want to do things with purpose, with conviction, and you always want to have a target to shoot for. So if that's my target, even though I'm pulling the ball, I'm still going up the middle. No further than shortstop. My target is shortstop to the middle. I should never practice and hit a ball to third base. So. And then your last ones, you always want to end back to right field, because that's the money ball. You make your money to right center field as a right-handed hitter. All great hitters can hit the ball to right field at will, because that's where you make the money. That's where you drive in runs. That's how you hit grand slams, 2-run, 3-run doubles. It's thinking right center field. Boom. Now we're done with tee. Now we're gonna go do some soft toss. Which means you want these arms to stay very close to you, connected. I had to do it over and over again. And that's that.